We start with 1 hour chart. We want to see how we can look for trade. First of all, if we refer to our analysis, we mentioned how we can look for trade since the price was within this move. Anyway, as what we because we wanted to see the breakout of this 21, 2 times the price tag, but there was no continuation. That means no one should be in this trade. We take out this one and no one see what's the next because still we can consider this one as a correction relative to this sharp move. And even when since the price was within this move, I mentioned we are looking for one more drop with the retest of the previous low. As you can see, we get one more drop, but the price, even if we put our line, it couldn't break or even retest the previous low, but it was near to the previous low. Okay. Now we want to see what's the next. In this case, we move to daily chart. There is no much changes. Still, we have same explanation as what we explained in my last analysis. The only thing is what we're getting here is very corrective. Whether this is the start of the up move or not, the way it's moving is very corrective. That's why I mentioned we are going to put this one as a flat, and this one we can put as a correction relative to this. We need to be quite careful if the price give us one more drop. The first reason is if we put our line here, the price haven't retested the 15 cent based on a structure. And even if we put this one as a flat, if we put this one as a last wave, as since the price haven't retested the previous low, we can put this one as a correction because the way is reversing, we can expect to get one more drop. That's why if we want to look for buy, we need to be really careful. And even the way is reversing is very corrective. This is what I explained in my last analysis. And even if we move to forward chart, since we had this sharp move down, still we can put the expect to get one more drop. If we get one more drop, then if it turns to be a flat, then maybe from there we can look for buy. But the only question is if we get one more drop, how deep this one can go. Whether this one can retest the previous low, which is somewhere around 16 cent, or it can be the next down move can be similar to what we have here, and it can turn to flat in relative to this because this one has a 3 waves as well. Then from there we can look for reversal. Okay, that's mean if you want to look for buy for long term, the best things is if we get one more drop, at least we complete this one as a first correction and the last. All right. Now we want to see how we can look for trade. And if we move to 1 hour chart, because if we refer to my last analysis, since the price was here, I mentioned we are expecting to get one more drop because I was keep highlighting we need to see similar to get similar to what we have here. Even we get one more drop, but we cannot put this one in relative to this. Simply, we can put this one as a 3 wave internally in relative to this two as the internal, as the first correction and the last. And if this one turn to flat, either the price is going to give us one more drop from here, or even can turn this one to a correction in relative to this for one move up, then the price can drop. Mostly if the price is going to give us one more drop, we prefer we see the breakout or confirmation of this correction for the last wave, then the price drop from there, similar to what we get here, because at that times we can conform with this correction. Then any reversal from there, we will take the trade. How deep this one can go, the next, I mean, as I mentioned, we were looking for one more drop. How deep this one can be, if we get one move up, the next down move, we don't need to wait for the break or we don't need for price to retest the previous low. But if the price drop from here, mostly we expecting to price retest the previous low. Okay, that's mean still we can look for buy from here for one move up, at least with the breakout of 0.215. Then how we can look at the trade if he wants to look for buy. All right, having entry above here, I won't suggest it. And the only thing is I want to see one more drop with the breakout of the previous low, because at that times we can confirm with this one as a correction. Then from there we can put our entry above here, which is somewhere around 0.2104. Just make it as exact value, 0.2104. But if we want to put our entry at 0.2104, we want to see one more drop. At least this one turned to a 3 waves with the breakout of the previous low, which is this one. Okay. Rather than that, having entry above here, it depends on the traders. But if this one give us one more drop, we can put our entry above here. And what we want to get one move up. Okay, because at that time we're looking at the correction in relative to this and how high this one can go, because we're looking at the trade for the short term. We put our fib here. The first target we're looking for with the breakout of 0.215, we're looking for breakout of 22, following by 22 0.227, which is the 27 and 61% of the this move. Whether it give us a good trade or not, as I mentioned, is a short-term trade. It depends on the traders. Maybe this one doesn't give us much profit because as we can see, it's really close. This one, the over entry is at 21. The first target is 22, following by 0.227. It depends on the spread of the and the platform the traders they're using. If they have a tight spread, they can look for this. If not, then the only thing is if they want to look for trade, as long as they get into the profit, they have to start to move their stop loss to break even in case this is the start of the up move. That's mean in case the price is not going to give us one more drop. Okay. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.